guys, this is Shan from Millennials In Motion here. I recently had CNBC do a feature on kind of my story using their Millennial Money series, and that just came out last week. So I thought it'd be fun to do a reaction to it and to answer some of the top 5 questions that I found on the comment section of the video. So I actually had been in touch with CNBC's producers about a year ago to do this feature, but our original filming date was March of last year, which is when the pandemic happened, and it got pushed back. And I'm so grateful it got pushed back because I think my story a year ago would have been way more boring because I didn't have Millennials in Motion and I didn't have all this extra stuff that happened because of the pandemic. Overall, the process was so amazing. The producers were so kind, easy to work with, and everything went really smoothly. I was super nervous that I would be roasted and that things would be painted in a negative light, but it really wasn't. They were just really awesome and kind, and I super appreciate that. So here are the top 5 questions. A common question I got was, why were my expenses so high? Did I make any profits? And the answer is, with every business, the expenses and the revenue are not the same every month. So it's not taking that pie chart and just timesing it by 12. In the beginning, in the very first month in April, I only invested about $3,000 into Millennials in Motion, and of that, about $1,000 was inventory. And over time, it grew until the pie chart you see is December 2020, and I had a lot of inventory to buy. Now, if I didn't want to grow the business any longer and just take my profits and run, I could have not bought any more inventory and that could have just all been profit. But that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep putting every single dollar that I made back in the business so I can keep growing it. And that's why the inventory cost was so high in December. Overall, in 2020, I actually did not take a single dollar from Millennials in Motion to pay myself. I just lived on the consulting firm salary and really focused on growing the business and putting everything back into the business. A more controversial question I had was, did I have an unfair advantage? Because my family worked in import-export. So the truth of the matter is, yes, of course I did. But mostly that unfair advantage was in speed. So on April 4th, when the Surgeon General said that everyone should wear face masks, I ordered immediately and got the inventory to my door in 2 weeks. And that is really fast, unheard of in terms of pandemic timing. So I was very, very lucky and grateful for that. But I do think with unfair advantage that everybody has their own form of unfair advantage. It's just sometimes hard to see it. I, for the last 10 years of my life, did not think that I had an unfair advantage in import-export at all because my family's connections, they actually made heaters. It wasn't any product that you could sell on Amazon or do e-commerce with. So I really didn't see how their factories could help me at all. But that was silly of me. That was short-sighted because on April 4th, when I talked to them about what I was looking for, it turned out that a lot of factories, seeing the global demand for face masks, has shifted. If they were making diapers before, suddenly they were making face masks. So suddenly those family connections actually helped. And that's why I was able to quickly get those face masks. But I also did shop around Alibaba, and I think that that's also a very viable option. The only thing just to be careful of with Alibaba is I do think that they will inflate the prices a little bit. Instead of giving you the genuine factory pricing, they may give you a marked up pricing. So do be careful with that. I think that everybody has a unique quality about themselves that will help them in their endeavors, and sometimes it's just hard to see it. And the moment someone shows it to you or you realize it, then it's like, oh my God, how could I have not seen this all along? A great question I got was, what was the e-commerce channels that I used to learn? And the channels were Graham Stephan, Tatiana James, Tamara T, and Karina and Tuamili. So Graham Stephan is the one I started watching in December 2019. It's not about e-commerce. It's really more about financial management and the FIRE lifestyle. It's a great channel because it's just good for foundation and inspiration. And with that foundation and the right mindset, that helped me really focus on the actual e-commerce business. A good channel to start with would be Tatiana James. I love her. She's Canadian because she just explains things really well. She's very sweet. She tells you step by step what to do, and that was really helpful for me. And she's also very encouraging. She has a lot of videos that talk about the blockers that we put in our mind and how to remove those blockers in order to succeed. After that, Karina Into a Milli is a really good one because she is such an expert on product strategy, picking the right products. I think a lot of people, when they come to e-commerce, they are looking for the whales. They want to find the most highest revenue product they can find. They want to find the next fidget spinner. But that's not realistic. Karina preaches that you should be looking for the modest products, the products that maybe only do a few $1,000s a month on Amazon, because they're more realistic to get ranking on and easier when you're starting out. And she's totally right. That's what I focused on, and that's helped me reduce my risk. So instead of investing a lot and losing a lot, I invested little by little, and at no point did I ever really lose any money. And finally, Tamara T. So Tamara is from Vancouver, which is where I'm from, and she is really good at pay-per-click, Amazon pay-per-click. So once you get the products, you have to figure out how to get ranking. And Tamara will show you, using screen share, exactly how to set up the PPC campaigns in order to push your product up to the front page. And I love her videos. They were very helpful. One YouTube commenter made a great recap of the O1 visa and green card situation. Tarzan, thank you for that. And basically, just to explain the situation, I left China when I was 6 and I became Canadian. But for some reason, the US government does not consider me Canadian, they consider me Chinese. So when they put me on a green card quota, they put me in the Chinese quota and not the Canadian one. Unfortunately, the Canadian, while the Canadian quota has no weight, so you can get your green card right away, the Chinese one has like a 5-year wait. And that's been a big struggle for me because it's hard for me that to be sitting in a wait list for years and years when I haven't been to China since I was 6. So I hope, you know, with the new immigration laws that they will change that, and I would be a huge advocate for that. A lot of people ask, what will I do next now that face mask sales are going down? And you are 100% correct. They are definitely going down. I see them going down every day, and that's why I expanded into thigh-high socks, women's accessories and hosiery products, and I'm expanding more. In addition to expanding my product lines, I really want to try other strategies. So for example, I haven't been doing a lot of influencer marketing right now or reach out. I did a little bit and the results were very, very different. There were some amazing results I got from influencers, but most of them, there was little to no results at all. And I'm happy to make a YouTube video to share my thoughts on that coming up. So if you subscribe along, I'll keep you up to date with my endeavors. And I really just want to get more involved in the community, whether that be doing podcasts or by just doing YouTube videos. I learned a lot that I'm happy to share, and my perspective is different than a lot of the YouTubers in the sense that they are already so successful and they may have had that success for a long time, whereas I just started and I knew nothing about YouTube. I knew nothing about e-commerce, and I had to figure everything out from scratch. So I know what are the things that you think should be easy but are actually really hard, and all the mistakes I've made, and I'm happy to share that with you guys so that you don't make the mistakes that I made. My last thoughts are, there were some comments on the YouTube video about people who are sad that during the pandemic they didn't do anything but watch YouTube and watch streaming videos. And my answer to that is don't be sad, because you are already on the right track. I watched YouTube videos for a year and did nothing. In the first month of the pandemic, I actually just played video games after I finished work. And it wasn't until like a month of that where I realized that it just wasn't very fulfilling. I wasn't waking up with like a deep-rooted joy in life, and that's why I started Millennials in Motion. And it's just totally changed my life, and it's given me that fulfillment that I was looking for. So it's okay that you're just watching YouTube videos. I think that if you surround yourself with all this content and watching these videos every single day, your mind will start just kind of believing and start seeing patterns of what you could do. And eventually, over time, you'll move it into action. It's a way better than not watching these YouTube videos, because I really think it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you watch the videos, the more likely you'll turn it into action. And like I said, it took me a year of watching YouTube videos before I did any action. And I'm so grateful that I started watching them. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I will be making way more videos. I'll be talking about exactly how I started up, what are the step-by-step processes, things that you should not do, things that you should do, how to find products, how to pick products, and how to start an e-commerce brand when you don't know anything about e-commerce. Thank you. Please like this video. It would really help out with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day. Bye.